Hey Blurdies, it's me, Mia, and welcome back to Face Butterfly Blog. It is the first blog, ooh, excuse me, it is the first blog of 2025, and I am super excited of what's to come. Like, definitely working towards my CDA, um, you know, probably incorporating more activities, maybe even thing that I would love to do is try practicing, putting together activities at home and seeing what you guys think of it or seeing if it's something that you guys would like to try. So just follow me on all social medias and I can keep you updated. So let's get started. Alrighty then. So of course, the on Monday it was a very small class, and I also got to do the bowling activity again. Kids love playing with the little plastic bowling ball and the bowling pins. I think there was like some of them that actually managed to, throw them into the pins. So it was just that. And then of course, we did the picture walk activity. And the picture walk is basically, you have the kids sit down and look through a book. Like you don't start and read the book to them. You just let them look through the pages, ask them what they see, what would that be, what you think is happening with the characters. Like it seems like it's something serious, but it's actually just like kind of like that, back and forth questions that kids, help kids with just communicating. And even though I had some, individuals who had really taken to this activity, I didn't get a chance to get pictures for the pro care. So it was a successful activity, but I had no proof. Also, we got to play outside for a little bit, which was fun. It wasn't super chilly that, it was bothering the kids, but we all had to make sure we had our coats and our little hats and everything. I've been wearing this big black coat, to this big black coat, to work this like last few weeks. So of course that definitely came in handy when I went out that day. And also I managed to get everything together for a sweeping activity. And the thing I found interesting is that this activity is both for my good for my age group, which were the little ones, and then also it was used for the other age group that I guide and look after, which I call the Rugrats. So those are like the 1 and 1.5 year olds. Um, so um, for and then something had happened. Around like nap time, going into snack time. So we spent the rest of the time over in the other the other 2 year old class. So I was looking after and helping out a teacher with for the kiddos in that class. And some of them I had them before, but they had shifted up to her class because most of the kids in that class are going to be like the more older, like the older 2 year olds. Like they're more of like the 2.5 year olds that are like more closer to going to 3 and moving up to the next group. So that day went pretty smoothly, even though it was a little unconventional in the afternoon. It was still a pretty good day. All right, so New Year's Eve. It was just four of my regulars, and one of them actually moved up from the Rugrats to Little Ins. So it was really exciting, uh, this little guy I always look over, and so it was nice to have him in my class as well. Like it's always nice to see like the kids, moving up. Like it's the milestones. It's really cool, and I have one little friend who was part of the Rugrats group. He was placed into my class, for the day, and I am going to nickname him the doorman because he, even though he's, like like interact with the other kids, having fun and all that. There's times that he would stop and go over to the door, and I have a glass door. Excuse me, I have a glass door and also windows nearby the glass door that he would, would look out and he would automatically start crying. I know that's because that he's waiting on his mommy, he waits on his family. I had to, come give him a hug, let him know, you'll see, mommy, you're gonna see mommy later, but she would want you to have fun with your friends. Like and I think that I realized is that he likes music, so I started doing more activities that include music, and he danced along with it a little bit. But if I'm have engaging with the other kids or maybe cleaning something up, he would stop and go back to that door. So I just want to try to find more interactive activities with music that may get him, going anytime that he's with me for the day. So that way, he's not that constant back and forth of him waiting by the door, that he can still engage with the other children. And I think one of the best things about that day during in the morning is that we saw, it was a rainy day that day, but we saw a rainbow in the sky. Like, it was just the most beautiful and incredible thing. And you know I think that was like one of the best things to top off the end of the year for me. And like, it's kind of like this like reminder that good things are going to come. Even, like, life is not perfect, but good things are on their way, and that you're on the right track. Like, that's was a sign that had came to me. And it was just really nice to be able to see it. And I wish I took a picture of it, but of course it was early today. I was with the children. We can't be taking out our cell phones when we're looking at the class, because it's classified as a distraction. So, I couldn't take a picture of that. But it was just really beautiful. Like, going right down to the sky, like you could just see it clear as day. It was beautiful. So we closed early that day, and of course, we we closed early that day. I think a parent had gave us the gift of like donuts, which was really nice. And also I got to do the sweeping activity. Some of the kids took to it. Others wasn't that big. Was not really that into it as well. Um, oh, and also I think there was another little friend that had moved up to the Rugrats group that was originally from the more younger classes. So yay! Hooray for milestones! All right, so Wednesday off, New Year's Day. Thursday, return back to work. They were working on construction, because we're working on making sure, we keep the building warm. Like, especially, it's really critical for little ones, to make sure that, they're not getting sick, or they're, not catching colds. Like, we already got kids, noses running continuously. So we had to make sure that we, keep the room warm. So we had construction been working out, working around my door. And of course, some of the kiddos are going to be fascinated seeing what's going on. So I did the picture one more time, and it actually did pretty well. There were kiddos who were sitting down enjoying little books. Others, I had to, like, show them the book, and they were, got a chance to like look and see what they are in some of the pages. Like, I have like regular books, and also have like the board books. So that still worked out. Um, so, oh, I'm sorry. The little friend, the friend I nicknamed the doorman, he actually was in my room for this day. I'm sorry, I mixed up my notes. Doorman was on Thursday. The little friend who was on Monday, that was another one, who was new. Sorry, I mixed up the children a little bit. Sorry about the confusion. A lot of kids love the toy animals in my classroom. They loved it when I was in my original classroom, and they loved it in my new classroom. So, kids always going to check out the animals. I have one little friend, I think I told you, he can name all of them, or, most of them. But when I tell him, oh, that is called such and such, he can say it, right back to me, which is very awesome. And of course, one of my favorite things that happens randomly is that the music app was down. So most of the day was silent, or me singing very terrible a cappella. And finally, we end on Friday. I am now going to name Fridays Rugrats Fridays, because I realize that this is the day where I am most likely going to take over the 1.5-year-old group. So this is that day. And I have to tell you that, these little guys, like I said in my mini vlog video for this Friday, they gave me a run for my money. They had gotten my work cut out for me. And I realized that it's not mostly them, it is me. Like, I keep going into this whole rigid, over disciplinary thing. And I need to remember that these are just children. Just because they are not, following, a certain curriculum, or trying to follow along with the activity, doesn't mean I can't keep making them have to keep like directing to their children. Children are smart, but they're unpredictable, especially very, very young children. uh a lot of kids very, very running noses, like I said. And I managed to do one activity have to do with colors. What I did was, basically, we read a book that's different colors, and I used the Pantone colors book, which is different shades of different colors that kids would know. And I also played the Gracie's Corner color song in the background. Like, I'm pretty sure I played that song so many times I know most of the words to it. I'm not gonna sing it now, but I pretty sure I know the words. And it took me almost an hour, maybe even more, to try to, get the kids to, you know, get to it, like, get into it, and, clean up extra messes to make sure it doesn't look like a whole bunch of clutter whenever I took pictures uh, for whatchamacallit, Pro Care, and it was just a lot of activity, a lot of active activity. I have three little ones who really love enjoying climbing up the slow windowsill. I they either would figure out some way of getting onto something and then climbing up. Like, the windowsill is not that high, but still, you can't be having kids climbing up there, because it's not only the windowsill is behind like a play area. So I had to constantly go over there and be like, "Get down from there, get down. You can't, don't be going back there." Like, it's times I had to move stuff around to make sure that they don't use it as like a way to climb up there. Um, so basically, that was my Friday, and that was my week. I made sure to prepare for next week, for Monday, but I know that it's been storming. There is snow. Like, I'm actually recording this while there's a big snowstorm watch. So if I go in, then that's the activity that's planned for that day. If not, then it'd be for the next day I go in when the school's open. But right now, like, the prospect, the possibility of me going in is kind of still out there, but it depends on what the weather's going to be. So thank you guys so much for another blog. I'm excited about 2025 stuff that's going on for the blog, as well as stuff going on for my life. I really hope you guys have followed me on social media. I added the link to my personal Instagram, and I'm also going to try to share more pictures of stuff going on with me to try to express myself a little bit more. I try to see if people are responding. Saw that I had a huge jump on my Facebook page as well as my Instagram. So thank you guys so much. I really hope that I'm entertaining, or at least sharing some kind of information you guys could use. So follow me on all social media. It's gonna be a link tree located within this video or within the bio, depending on the social media platform. And remember to stay blessed and learnful. Bye, y'all. I'm going to bed. Bye.